All right, everybody, here we go. Here we go. I'm coming to you in 1 second. Let me see where my screen is at. Bop, 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 bop. See where we're at. We got to get rid of this. And we're going to go right there. All right, we got it. We good? Rambling. Can I start telling everybody how awesome they are and we could get rocking and rolling? I have way more to present than I have time for us today. I'm excited. Let me turn off the air conditioner. Can you hear me? Let me just see. Sarah, can you guys hear me? Sarah here from EOK. Can you? Okay, you can hear me. Great. Tell me where you guys are from tell me where you are from. Let's do that. Boom. Yeah. I'm going to do that. We're going to go here. This on. We're going to talk for a minute. I'm going to turn off the air conditioner so there's no background noise, and we're going to go, fellas. We're going to go. Get it in. Got to be excited. Got to be excited about these things. All right. All right, we got Hong Kong. What's up, Chris? What's up, Spiro? Are we live? Yes, I am live. It is Friday. I don't even know what today's date is. We are October 6th. You are getting me. What's up, Marcus? What's up, Ronald? What's up, Ireland? Oh, man, we got a good Irish guy in there, huh? Or what do they call them? Fake Irish guys, man. You don't want to be a fake Irish guy. That's when they get you. Hong Kong, Pennsylvania, Miami. Awesome. UK, New York. What's up, everybody? All right, I see my wife walking out there. We're in the this is out of control. Look at this. This is great. Are we live? Okay, already we're live, right? Okay, you already went live, right? Yes, I'm live. We're good, Sarah. Sarah's making sure I'm good. Looks good. All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, I may be repetitive a couple times, but I have nothing to sell on this training. This is a hardcore training. And when I designed it, where I'm pulling two presentations and I'm trying to make it in one. So if I bounce around a little bit, bear with me. I'm really excited about this because it's the first time we've ever done a training specifically about what I call the death of the supplement business. Now, obviously, I don't mean it's literally the death of the supplement business. Like there's tons of opportunity in the health supplement business that we'll talk about it and why some of my clients are having record years, why the company that I invested in, No Foods, is just having a breakout success. It's just that things have changed. Okay, so I'm going to go through my presentation. I'll probably pop to the live screen just like this a little bit or a lot of it, and we'll talk. There will be the only invite you will have probably at the end of this call is that if you want to discuss your situation with someone on my team, you'll have that opportunity. It won't cost a thing, all that stuff. So besides that, I want you to sit back, enjoy this. Let me train you. So if you're one of my platinum members, I see we got some of my silver inner circle members here. And then I see a lot of names I don't recognize. Probably came in through my books or a lead on Messenger or something like that. So let me train you. We got a couple hours of content here, and I'll tell you more about that. Throughout the training, if you have questions that you would like me to answer about your specific situation, and it's something I can answer right here, right now, I'm going to do it. I'm here for you, and I promise that. I promise that I would support you on your stuff. And then so just ping it in. If I don't answer right away, please be a little patient. I'll do my best, okay? All right, let's rock and roll. So let's go to, let's go, boom. Turn this on. Let's rock and roll. Sarah, can you please send me the info? Jim's hysterical. All right, here we go. So let's You know, I know I created a title for this, but like I always like talking about like what's the life you were meant to live and how do we create something amazing out of it. And so when we look at the business and we look at what we do, the operating model that I live with and live upon is that you're designing something that should be um, extraordinarily powerful for your life, and that should support the life you were meant to live, not the other way around. Okay. And so I'm going to talk today briefly about the death of the supplement business and what are the shifts that I believe everybody on this training can make to dramatically improve their quality of life, their financial situation, their happiness situation, and how do you integrate all those juggling parts together, no matter what you're selling. So a lot of our clients come to us, they're already in the supplement business. They're in transition from, say, a coaching business or an information business. They may be doing. They may have a job that's not a huge amount of our inner circle members or definitely not our platinum members. But wherever you're at, it's okay. It's good. We've all been there at some level, and the answers are really going to be the same at some level. So, who's this training for? Anyone who makes a living from selling products online, predominantly, my specialization lies within the health and fitness and nutrition market, predominantly showing that market how to add products properly. The number one product that we specialize in is probably supplements. However, or at least that I'm known for. However, we sell a ton of info products, whether it's ebooks, whether it's training courses, whether it's memberships, food. I'll show you a small example. You know, I just spent a week designing an entire cookie giveaway funnel for No Foods that I'll tell you a little bit about possibly later. And, you know, whether you're sharing your expertise or your knowledge, whether it's fitness, health, personal development, looking to explode their businesses, that's what we do. So in the next 60 minutes or so, and we will go beyond that, but the training hopefully will be around 60 minutes of hardcore packed info that can dramatically change your life. Is really to look at, though, what is the most effortless path to building a business that you are extraordinarily proud of, that pays you your ideal income or much more, doing what it is that you love to do while creating the life you believe you were meant to live. That's a lot, right? It's a lot. It's a big chunk. But people look at their business as something that creates busyness. And what I'd like to get you to step back and think about is put all your problems or things that you think are preventing you from going to the next level aside for a moment. And what we like to think about is where is the most effortless and efficient way to have the highest leverage, okay? Because that is where you can make the most amount of impact and make the most amount of money and have the life at the same time. It's a very synergistic point, okay? That I don't see a lot of people teaching, okay? So how to turn your expertise or passion to a completely different level by building a tribe and providing high quality products that make a huge impact in this world. The best part is you get paid ridiculously well, commanding super premium prices, while having continuity income, and while your company is also viewed as an authority, while escaping the time for money trap. So I'm making some big promises as we get started here, but I'd like to share with you 3, possibly 5 different methods of getting automatic customer getting strategies for making 6 or 7 figures a month. And I have nothing to sell on this training. So that's the good news. I told you that you should relax, enjoy the training, stick with me, and we're going to go for it. The one thing I do want to challenge you, though, is like, don't multitask this. I mean, we're going to go really, really quick, and I plan on dropping significant amounts of experiential wisdom on this call. Nothing that I teach is hype, focus, or theoretical BS. You literally are getting a guy who sold over $100 million in info products, supplements, seminars. I mean, I've sold literally everything. And I've failed probably way more than than you could ever imagine. So please, like, if you're serious about taking this to the next level and you want insights that only you can get through experience, then this training is for you. A quick quote is, a wise person knows the difference between investing 1 hour intensely focused. Investing 1 hour intensely focused can transform the entire direction of their life, while a fool half-heartedly invests thousands of hours and wonders why nothing has changed. Quick story on this. I was on a call. Let me just go back here real quick to the camera. Yes, boom. We'll do this. I'll try to be as efficient, as effective on this as possible, fellas. On a training with, is that my wife down there? You can come up and say hi real quick. We're live though, so make sure you're appropriate. But so I was on a call with one of our platinum guys yesterday, and they had all these different directions that they wanted to go. And one of the things that I after listening to them, here, hold on. Hey, smile, honey. Let's see if I get her. After listening to them speak, and they had great products, they had a good market, they had which is some of the stuff we'll talk about today. They needed direction and decisiveness and clarity. And so after listening to them talk, I made a couple of suggestions and told them to stop doing probably about 9 things out of their 10 things that were on their list. And I said, if you focus on this one thing, the other parts of the puzzle will start incrementally getting better. And we were talking about it because they're platinum members. And I said to them that, isn't this like we were just on the call for 30 minutes. And I said, wouldn't you agree that this 30 minutes was worth the full investment of being in platinum, because you guys now have clarity. You're not going to spend the 6 to 12 months jumping around and trying all these different things, and they're wasting all this money. And when I started this business, I'll just give you the quick story I have slides for this, but since we're just talking, let's just keep talking. Like when I first started this business, the reason I went into the health supplement business was multiple reasons. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So I ran a business called Dentist Profits, and how I got into that's pretty crazy if I go even further back. When I graduated from college, I started listening to audio tapes, like self-help audio tapes, personal development audio tapes, and it was the first time in my life, coming from a family of 13 kids, all blue collar, where I was told that I could actually think about stuff, go set goals, and create whatever I wanted in my entire life. I had never been taught that, right? Not saying my parents didn't, because I'm so blessed to have, not saying they weren't saying you can go achieve your dreams. Their frame of the world, though, was go get in the unions and make a good life, retire. Like, in fact, my brother, my oldest brother's retiring today, so we'll go out for drinks tonight and celebrate with him. But the framework of that never resonated with me. And then this new framework shattered my entire world. Like, wow, this is really possible. Like, I didn't even know you can be in the health supplement business until, like, I'll tell you the story in a second. But that shattered my paradigm again. And every time my paradigm gets shattered, something opens up, and like this world of opportunity just seems to fall into my lap, and I got to follow it, right? And so I went out. I thought I was going to be a motivational speaker, struggled through that. And then when I learned the power of direct response marketing, I was hooked. Like, we could actually, because this is actually the secret to wealth within the businesses of people who I teach, is that we have the capability of taking a product and then designing advertising or social virality or some kind of a video, which is more and more popular now than ever before, and can be done so rapidly. And we could do these things and we could make money, like by taking advertising dollar and paying Facebook now. But back then it was postcards and direct mail. But I could do that and make more money. Like, where in the world could you ever pay $1 and make $1.20 back and get 20% on return on investment on your money. I mean, think about it. Like Warren Buffett, all these people, like you would be considered the most powerful person in the world if people actually discovered this and knew what was going on. Most people have no idea that this is going on, which leads them to the roller coaster income, the always worrying about the next pay cycle, always wondering like what they should focus on. And I'm going to tell you, and this is worth writing down. If you are worried about money, if you are concerned, and that you could be making millions a year and still be worried about money. So I don't care if you're a pro, if you're an amateur, if you're just kind of bumping along. Your number one job is to increase your skill sets and your ability to turn advertising dollar into profit. That's it. Now, I'll go through the book funnel. I'll go through video sales letters a little bit. I'll go through some opt-in lead generation stuff. I'll go through like webinars. It doesn't matter what mechanism you use. If you know how to take advertising dollar and turn it into profit, you will never have to worry. I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to be like bulletproof, because you grow and you've got to make more money and you're building things, investing in things. Like we just literally, oh, Coin, you're the real deal. I love it. We just literally invested a lot of money into No Foods, right? So that creates a structural tension in our life to go create more for other reasons, like our building our house and other things. That you got to worry about money, but guess what? Where we always know how to go is to advertising into profit, turning advertising into profit. So say yes in the comments if that makes sense, because I want to make sure I'm making sense, because I'm totally going off script and just delivering value. My goal is to deliver value. Awesome. Thanks, Trent. So I started going into a market. So one day I was working away on like internet marketing stuff, and for me, what's up, Chris? Truth Bomb, love it. With me, I was sitting there, creating an info product. I'm selling on mental toughness for volleyball coaches. A lot of our clients who come through are like experts in like paleo or nutrition or whatever, and they're making a little bit of money. So like I started at the age of 24, like 25, learning direct response advertising, and I started making a little bit of money. Like I was capable of Spiro, nothing yet. What are you talking about? Nothing yet. Oh, did you guys lose me? Or you guys might have to relog in. If you can hear me, just give me a high five or say yes. But I was just starting to do that. And then I saw an email of somebody who was selling. Who was selling like $1,000 programs. And I was like, wow, here I am selling $39 ebooks to broke volleyball coaches. Yet this guy over here is using the same thing, advertising, direct response copy into a sales process, and he's selling $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 programs. And I was like, oh my God, I got to be in this business. So here's the deal. So I researched like 20 different markets. I dove into this business. I went ahead and licensed the rights. I spent like 10 grand licensing the rights of a course on 101 ways to grow your business. Within 14 months, I had $1 million plus business. I grew that business up to about $6-7 million a year. 2008, there was two factors that happened. One was I had been in the business for about 7 years. I was getting bored. There's only so many ways. Thanks, Gary. There's only so many ways that you can actually teach somebody how to grow a dental practice. I was very bored. So I said, hey, I sold off one of the divisions of the business. I tried selling off the other division. Didn't work out. I learned a lot of lessons, which I could share on a different training. But I was like, well, what am I going to segue into, right? And the thing I wanted to do was I wanted to build a business that was scalable, worth writing down. These are very, very important to write down when you look at escaping the money trap. Scalable, it wasn't determined about my time and effort, even though, yeah, thanks, Logan. I would love to know who that sales rep is. Even though, like the coaching business I had we had a lot of continuity. We were doing a lot of good things. But I wanted to have something that, like, my kids were young, so I knew that I didn't want to be doing seminars on the weekends. So that was another thing. Like, I didn't want to work weekends. I wanted to be able to I wanted to make sales come in. And these were like all the things started stacking up. And I went to a seminar, and goes back literally, guys, 7.5 years ago. And these guys were teaching how to get into affiliate networks and that you can sell supplements. And I was like, you can sell supplements? I can sell supplements. And they're like, yeah. So long story short was, the first time I went to do it, we did a free trial. I lost $150,000 out of the gate like that. I trusted the wrong people, had the wrong mentors, had the wrong affiliates and all that stuff, right? Like, I did everything. I thought I did everything right. I bought a couple courses on CPA networks, on affiliate marketing. I did everything right. At least I thought I did, but I made a couple big, massive mistakes that literally blew up my merchant account, blew up my business. Like, literally, I was out 150K in like literally 6 weeks. So that was my first sting. Like, it was rough, very, very rough. And since I wasn't able to sell my other division, I was in this like weird trap where I was like trying to put 70% of my energy in the health supplement business, 30% into the dental business, but the dental business was still paying my salary. I was trying to get it. It was a very rough spot. And I made too many mistakes in that transition that are obvious looking back, but I didn't have anybody going like, Ed, do this first, do this second, do this third. So what I did is I ended up going, I didn't quit. I went back at it. I hired a consultant for $8,000 a month. Kind of crazy, I know, but she showed me the ropes for direct mail health supplement business, like how to get in the direct mail supplement business. I hired a copywriter for $25,000, and we went out of the gate with Marine D3 utilizing a 25-page magalog. I should pull that up and actually show it to you guys. It's really, really unbelievable. But we did that. And you guys, the reason I share some of this with you is, like, I didn't know any better. I didn't have anyone helping me. It was really good, well spent money because they were the experts in the business, you know? So it was really, 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 really powerful. But, you know, I didn't have Facebook. I didn't have Messenger apps. I didn't have the ability to use ClickFunnels or any of these other things just to create a quick landing page or a review page. I didn't have any of those things. So anyhow, long story short was, it took, like, we grew that business. I was doing about 700,000 direct mail pieces a month. For about 6 to 8 months, we scaled up to that. And then there was a couple things that were definitely made me aware. Number one thing I became aware of was that it was not unlimitedly scalable. Like, if you read any of the old direct mail books or listen to old direct mail people, not that they're old, but most of them are, they'll say like, oh, you know, Gary Halbert mailed this many million and this person mailed this many million. That's not possible in the health supplement business today. So I would pause, any of you, like if you're thinking about direct mail, I would say pause that. You should not be going into direct mail out of the gate. I know a guy that does 20 million plus in direct mail. He's super sharp. He's been in the game for over 10 years. He's very strategical, and he's very, very risk mitigating or whatever. He protects his downside tremendously. Second thing I would not recommend doing out of the gate is newspaper ads. I know a lot of clients that have come into my group started in newspaper ads because there's some guys teaching it. No shot at those guys at all. God bless them. They're doing good stuff. But newspaper ads have a very short longevity, and they're harder than people make it think, right? So my belief system is if you're going to sell something, let me show you the right way to do it. I plan on doing more of it here in a moment, but you should not be going out of the gate wasting money on these higher risk advertising channels. The internet is designed, you've never had, like, write this down, Facebook is the best, most highly targeted platform ever in existence. If you can't make your strategy work utilizing Facebook, or some of my clients use Google Display Network or native advertising or email drops, all these things work. They all work. Then you'll never make it work in direct mail or newspaper ads. Okay. So that's another thing. Clarity, just wipe those things out. So that's that. So if you have questions, let me know as we get through it. I'm going to walk through some stuff right now. So since then, just to kind of give you an update, we've made, I've done over 60 million easily in the health supplement business. We still do over multiple seven figures a year. We're still testing out new things every single day. And I have clients that are doing upwards of 2 to 3 million a month. And I have some like No Foods that I'm an investor in that are like on this dramatic increase, hockey stick increase. I've never seen anything like it except my own product. The difference they have is that 41% of their sales are now coming from reorders. That company is going to explode like crazy. So let's dive into some of the training, and you can ask questions at any time. What's up, Dan Carter? How are you, buddy? So we're going to rock and roll here. Let's get going here. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. So this is a little bit of my shtick. So, all right, cool. So does this sound like you? Do you want a roadmap to earning more, escaping the roller coaster income trap while having a massive impact? Do you ever feel like you're guessing as to what the best way to get a consistent flood of customers is? This is probably the biggest, hardest thing that people have because there's so many ways to get customers nowadays. Do you see people in your industry who are less qualified or intelligent, yet they seem to be making a lot more money than you more easily, and you can't figure out the best path for you? Do you sometimes feel the pressure, confusion by all the conflicting advice that has to do out there and have you do things like blogging, tweeting, live video, selling, or aren't good at to get you where you want to be? Now, I'll stop right there and just tell you, like, very frankly, my strategy is there is no one way. The way is to figure out your client and understand what your strengths are. Like, you who are listening to this and watching this right now, what are your strengths? What do you love to do? And then how do we match that up to one of the proven funnels that we know works? Because one guy might like lead generation because he likes writing back in emails and can sell really, really well that way. Well, someone else might just like are awful at that, but they may be really good at video, live video. So why not do a live video and drive them to an e-commerce site? That works as well. So they both work. We got to figure out what you want to do. So the problem with a lot of these things is they make you feel paralyzed with inaction or feeling like a loser. Are you working too hard? Are you stressed out, burnt out, not having the time for you, your family, or your health? Now, I hate to say this, but like I see guys all the time come to live events who I can tell they're sitting in a chair 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, eating just junk. And I don't want to like judge you because I'm not going to, but if you don't have time for your family and you don't have time for your health, then you're not running a business that makes sense. Do you feel like you have a truly special message, a system or a product that was meant for something bigger and it's not happening? Do you feel like there's like this invisible glass ceiling on your income? Now, I'll tell you, when this happens, it's usually a system issue, a leverage issue, and a lack of a vision issue. So the good news is, the only reason I could tell you any of these things, any of these problems and challenges, is because I have literally lived every single one of these things. And if you're an entrepreneur, the one thing I can guarantee, the one thing that I can absolutely guarantee is that these problems are going to be showing up left and right for you all the time. So you just got to have the capability of having the right people around you so that you are literally is just destroying problems as they come up. Now, the real problem is that you just haven't made some of these shifts yet. And so I want to walk you through it now, because once you make some of the shifts mentally, everything we do physically or that shows up in our life starts mentally first, okay? Once you make the shift, you literally move completely over to you have control over who you work with, how many customers you have, how much money you generate, and what you sell to them. And then the best thing about how we operate, since we go tribe, ideal customer first, back it out to your ideal product, is you get to determine the price ranges that you'd like to be selling your products for. So if that's the case, you can generate the income you want and the customers you want using marketing that is 100% proven, okay? And it establishes you, your product, your business as the ultimate authority in your marketplace and adds massive value to your audience. Here's the biggest thing, write it down. We are literally in what I call the transparency economy, which means if you aren't creating value and if you are just trying to create an offer that sells, that's the old model. That is the old model. You are stuck. Guys who are doing that it's the death of the supplement business right there. We're just going to sell turmeric. We're going to sell turmeric. It's got better absorption. You can find 1,000 products like that, right? So if you focus on creating an offer around a product, guess what? You're going to fail. We want to figure out who are we solving a massive problem for. And then if it's turmeric for that person and we solve their problem, I can show you how to create a marketing system that sells that way more easily than thinking about the product only. Okay? You realize that the invisible ceiling on your income was never even there to begin with, and you'll hit your goals much, much more faster without having to make the same mistakes that I've made that have cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe more than that, because it was just stupidity that has happened when we've grown the businesses. And even worse than that is time. Like, you can't get back time. And so what we want to do is take away the frustrations from a business and replace them with the joy, the excitement that you had when you first started. I mean, there's nothing more powerful than an entrepreneur who's on fire, but you don't want to fall into the entrepreneurial trap, is that we're out there selling stuff. We think we're going to we love the supplement business. We love all these businesses, but the reality is that we don't have a system. And if we don't have a system, then everything else just stinks after that. So there's what I call 5 shifts, and you need to make it to hit your income goal while working less and creating the influence that you want in your life. I'm going to walk you through these, and as I go through them, feel free to make comments or ask questions, okay? But the goal is, by the end of this, you have like a pretty good path on, okay, this is how I could get customers, sell a ton of supplements, and build a really cool business that really makes me happy and cash flow rich. Does that sound good to you guys? So if so, please comment yes inside the thing. And quickly, who am I? So if you don't know, I'm father 7, author, serial entrepreneur. I'm an investor. I still consider myself an athlete. If you look down here, this is me doing the 52-hour Kokoro camp right here. That's me, front and center. That was day 2, about 29 hours in. These guys are all amazing. This is my crew down here. We just won the volleyball championship. I coach. I played volleyball in college, and I still coach today. So I love it. It's one of my passions. And then this is my crew. We love it. And we run awesome seminars as well. So you should come out to one of them. My specialty, I've kind of already talked to you about it, but the big thing is that I really want you to feel like your goal is to have life freedom. This was from our first business. You can see the proof of us doing 6.1 million that year. And I've become known as the health supplement guy or the time collapsing guy because of my book, Time Collapsing, The Art of Speed, Money, Power, and Meaning. And I'm an investor and advisor in No Foods. Now, I brought this up a couple of times, so let me just tell you really quickly what No Foods is. No Foods is a gluten-free, wheat-free, dairy-free, peanut-free, non-GMO, near zero glycemic index. Like, it's just absolutely amazing. Like, people are eating the food, and it's only got, it's made of chia seeds, flax seeds, coconuts, almonds, and egg whites. So, and then the sweetener is so powerful that the blood sugar does not spike. So the Diabetes Institute, these experts. I mean, everyone's loving it. It's now in literally, we just came out with the no cookie, and literally it's the #1 bestseller, Amazon's choice. It's killing it. We did 3,000 last year around the same time in a month. Last month they did over 500,000 online only. Nothing that does not count any of the Whole Foods or anything else that they're doing. I mean, they're just really skyrocketing. So my company right now is actually devoting about 30% of my efforts on building out funnels for them. So my inner circle members, my platinum guys get to see behind the scenes of what I'm doing. That is a slight pitch, but it's just true. So the #1 shift that made all the difference. So before I give you the shift on how to generate customers at will, I'm making a couple assumptions. One is your goal is to create something awesome while making a ton of impact, money, and having a wealthy life. So shift #1 is this. Poor people spend time making money while wealthy people invest in assets that produce money for them without asking for more time. So think about it. We talked briefly about this before. Like traditional wealth advice is make money, you get taxed, then invest that money into a portfolio that might generate 8 to 10% over the next 40 years because that's what has happened over the last 100 years, right? The problem with this strategy, guys, is that you give up control, you give up power, you give up your spending power because somebody else is controlling your money, you give up life freedom, you give up time freedom. And so the asset that I'm talking about for you is your ability to take $1 and turn it to $10 or $100 over and over and over again. Now, here's the reality is like you literally like to say spend $1 and make $10, that really isn't fair because I'll show you a case study later about how we're spending $1 to make $1, but then the business ends up making $5-6 per dollar spent because of its back end system. So I don't want to be very overgrandizing with it, but literally, if you can spend $1 and over a year make $2, who wouldn't do that, right? Well, most people don't because they don't understand the power of what I'm showing you. So hopefully you do. So that you get paid while growing a profitable, fun, amazing business that allows you to make an impact at the same time. The assets I speak of and for us marketers, that's me and you, is creating profitable online customer acquisition processes, okay? No matter whether you are selling supplements, food, ebooks, seminars, coaching, course, and even consulting. I teach and use 6 different ways to get a customer, but, oh, there's my crew. Why are they jumping in here? I'm gonna skip all this real quick. But the biggest thing is that we use, there's, let me pop right back open. We use predominantly a couple different things. #1, we use video sales letters. That's #1. #2, we use book funnels. #3, we use webinars. #4, we use ManyChat lead generation into e-commerce pages. So right now we're actually running a ManyChat campaign that drives people to Amazon, right? We use Facebook video, okay? And so all these things work extraordinarily well. It's really going to come down to the idea of what is going to suit you best, right? Dan, you can buy No Bread at nofoods.com. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Harry. Vitaly. And Vitaly, I'll answer that in a second. So anyhow, so the thing is that no matter what you are doing, you have to follow what I call the hierarchy of money strategy, okay? This is huge because I'm about to show you a couple things, right? But I talked briefly about how the old model would have you focus on offer first. That's in the old model. And now what we focus on 100% completely is the new model, which is how do we go up to and position our product as the specialist and expert. Now, let me tell the story real quickly. Most guys who focus offer driven only want to talk to the masses. And there's this big thing going around about like, you got to scale. Can you scale? Can you scale? Well, let me tell you that if you position your product as a specialist or an expert, you can charge more money. If you go to Amazon right now and you just type in the word turmeric, you're going to see products being sold for $14, $19, right? However, we're able to sell our products for $69, $49. And when you're able to do that because of the specialist component or the specialty of the product based on your sales copy, you're able to charge a lot more money. Now, if you look at some of the examples, like Dr. Axe and some of the people who talk about no foods, uses a lot of celebrities, it completely eliminates the fee resistance of what we're doing. Okay, just completely eliminates fee resistance. Okay, so you want to do the same thing with your business. Okay, and so what I'd like to ask you to do, just to make this a little interactive, is I'll give you 15 seconds. I know we're not on a full conference call where we have the time, guys, but what are 3 ways we can improve each category of your business to make it more of an expert, to make it more of a specialist, or to add more celebrity components? Okay, so let's talk briefly about each one. So an expert is, is there any way for you to utilize someone else as an authority on the business? Okay, and if not, could you borrow it? And what I mean by that is by going to YouTube, by going to, like, say, BuzzSumo, or going to even Instagram and seeing other people's stuff, and you curate their information, and then you add it to your own educational process within your business. There is a referred, a co-branding experience that happens in the mind of that, oh wow, this doctor's talking about the power of fats, and I'm selling fats, and so I'm able to then, I'll give you one quick little strategy. It works like gangbusters. Is that you take like a Facebook video ad or a YouTube ad that educates people. You find your targeted audience, and I'll answer that question. You run an advertisement that's very educational based. Everybody who watches it, you pixel that audience, and then the next day you start running your product ads at that audience. Okay, it's a great strategy. The other thing you can do is you could do a curated article about a topic, like say joint pain or blood pressure or whatever it might be, and be like, hey, click or chat, say yes on this Facebook ad, and I will message you this brand new PDF, like the starting guide for eating gluten-free and healthy. And then day 2, you could say, hey, would you like a coupon code for our gluten-free product, right? That stuff we're testing a lot of right now because people in Facebook love sharing this kind of stuff. So then we got like John saying, Dr. John, the other John, testimonial. Yes, you can use all those things. A survey makes people, if you ask, write this down. If you ask a question, the person answering it assumes you know how to solve the problem. So if you said, which fat solves joint pain? And you have 3 images up there. They don't know the answer. They're clicking their quiz funnel. They're assuming you know the answer. So then your marketing now has a higher level of authority very, very rapidly. So that's one of the key things that we do with our businesses. We like looking at, with all our clients right now, we're saying, how can you improve these areas? Here's why. Because if we can improve these areas, guess what, guys? We can go to Facebook and lead as an expert, authority, specialist, a celebrity, and become a celebrity. And sometimes those are like intermixed, right? So the next part is, so you got that, you got a product, and the next part is how do we, and no business is 1,000% bulletproof, like no matter what they say. However, our job is to build a business that gives us the biggest opportunity for success. Wouldn't you agree? That's our job, right? My job in my family is to take care of my kids and to grow and make money. Like that is what we do. Okay. Did I say grow kids? Raise my kids. Raise confident kids who believe in themselves. It's my mission statement. So I'm not growing kids. They grow naturally. So pillar number 1, write this down. The first thing you need is a profitable new customer generation machine selling a product people love to a rapidly hungry, hyper-responsive market that is preferably growing, okay? So this is an example. Let me just see if I'm going to go through a couple things. Yeah, I'm going to go through a couple examples. But let me break this down a little bit. If your market is not growing, is not hyper-responsive, which I'll talk about hyper-responsive stuff in a moment, and there's no proven models inside of it right now, then you are either a brilliant human being that has just discovered something that Steve Jobs and you're up there with Bill Gates, or you are on the road to frustration and disaster. So the processes we use is well, I'll tell you more of the process, but like here's these guys, right? So this is Sean Hanley, Hasdale, I think I'm losing his name for the moment. He's running Facebook video ads right here. Facebook video ads to an opt-in page. That's his new customer acquisition strategy. And look at the engagement, 18 shares. People are in here asking questions. He has more videos, right? That's a great strategy. Works like gangbusters. Then you look at like myself. You look at Brendan Bouchard, Russell Brunson. They're doing a video plus a free book funnel, okay? Now, this site right here is a review site. This is Tom, right? This site does many hundreds of thousand visitors a month. Many hundreds of thousand visitors a month reviewing products. Very, very successful. This site here, New Civic, they do millions of visitors a month, every single month. So the reason I'm showing you all this, Dollar Shave Club sold for $1 billion. My friend down here, Chris Stoikos, spoke at our last mastermind meeting about about the power of video, right? And look at them. I mean, they're on track to do 20 million this year. The first video that they created was $800, So that's Chris Stoikos. Now look at Dr. Axe, talking about a celebrity. He's doing a Facebook ad to a webinar. The webinar sells an info product, and then the info product sells, guess what? Supplements. And I'll tell you a funny story on this is that, I remember to the local, I remember going to like the local nutrition store here recently, and there's this full line of protein supplements. And what is he doing too? He's doing the broth. It's all broth. And guess what? It's Dr. Axe's brand. So what happened was, because of his increase in celebrityship, a company that understands distribution came along. They partnered, and all of a sudden, guess what? Guess who's everywhere? Dr. Axe. My belief is he will probably sell that business for, gosh almighty, $50 to $100 million. Easy. Because he's built something. He's got an audience. His audience is rapidly excited about everything, and he's killing it. He's creating enormous value. Let me keep moving along here. I want to keep showing you guys examples. Now, the goal of me showing you these, by the way, is not to like literally be like, hey, go do this today. But that I just showed you 5 different companies, all very successful, all doing different but similar strategies. And it's pillar number one. That's the most important thing, is that they have a consistent new customer acquisition strategy. So your question is, do we have one? Yes or no? On a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being it's predictable, it's reliable, and it's consistent, and 0 meaning and it's profitable, 10. 0 meaning like I might as well go sell on the street corner, like not your body, but like just go sell stuff, because you'd be better off doing that than growing a real business. If you don't have your own new customer acquisition funnel, then you don't have a business. An affiliate driven business is not a real business. Like, you can make money off it, but it's not a business. No one in their right mind would buy it off of you. Okay. So that's number one. Number two is the potential. Guys completely missing the potential of their market is they're really, really smart, and they don't know how to evaluate whether or not their market is something that has potential for big profits, right? And if it's not, if there's no potential there, then you're wasting money. Like, I'll tell you a funny story. I was listening to Chris Sacca talk on a Tim Ferriss episode, and he said, one of his mentors, this is really good, what I'm about to say. One of his mentors said, Chris, you really got to give yourself a chance to become really, really rich. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. That kind of struck a chord with me, because there's so many ways to make money, but why not do something that can make so much more money because you're helping more people and the potential of the market is so big, right? I'll give you a quick, someone asked me a question about no foods. When I do Q&A at the end, I'll talk about how and why I invested in that. Potential of the market. How many customers? So this is like, we have it's 106 questions. I think I'm going to share 2 slides with you right now, because there's some of the biggest ones. But when we look at potential of market, this is a spreadsheet we give away. How many customers are experiencing the pain? Is it billions? Is it millions? And then score it. Okay, score that. Okay, you can just come and follow along with me, right? And then are they willing to pay to alleviate the pain? And so we know that most people on the left, like, so not conservative, more liberal, okay? And this is not a political discussion. Please understand that. Are not as willing to pay to alleviate problems as people on the right. It's just a different framework of mentality. They are willing to get insurance and go on pain meds. That's why they rely on the government more for that. People on the far right tend to not trust the government or not trust the doctor, so they go down more of a natural alternative route. Okay, that's just a blanket statement. Please don't take it wrong. But one of the key things, like when I was in dentistry, we teach doctors, like, look, you only want to be marketing to people who are more likely to become your patients, not people who are already with the dental practice, right? So how do you sort them out? So score that. Are they willing to pay for it? Because that really tells you a lot. People will say all the time, like, well, I have the greatest idea that's going to solve all these problems. Well, it's like, well, is the market currently or willing to pay for that now? If the answer is no, then you don't have a business. Can you provide the solution profitably to a customer? Again, score that. Is it nope? E is absolutely. What's the current size and growth of the market? Is it slow and fast or small and fast? Because if it's small and fast, that means if it's growing rapidly, like the gluten-free, grain-free, paleo, keto markets, they're growing fast. Those are huge markets. And if you can enter them, then as Richard Koch from the Star Principle said, you will have a star business just out of osmosis alone, okay? So, and then when we looked at, like, so here's an example of like category growth rates. When I look at the growth rates of breads, well, 42 billion, right? Pizza, 40 billion. These aren't the growth rates. These are the size, sorry. Supplements, $30 billion. The exercise industry, $26 billion. Meal kit home delivery, $3 billion and growing. Expert info products, this is $2 billion. I think it's even higher than that, okay? And then when we looked at like food delivery companies, like look at this, rapidly growing market expected to grow 10x in the next 5 years. Now, here's what's really important, that these markets, like it's supposed to be 6 billion, right? This is some of the data that I was looking at for No Foods. My friends at Factor 75 are over here. But look at all these companies, right? I think HelloFresh or Blue Apron just IPO'd, Plated. These are companies that just weren't around a few years ago. Now, look at real world examples of like, the other thing I like to look at is disease-based, right? So what is the growth rates of the diseases? So 2013, you had 382 people in the million in the world living with diabetes. They're expecting 592 million people with diabetes by 2035. It's an increase of 55%. That's up $206.4 billion, okay, from 148 billion being spent on this. It's unreal, right? And then you look at all these other diseases, right? You look at 2013, 2025, you got history of stroke, heart attacks, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, hypertension, arthritis. That's a pain market. I don't know what dyslipidemia is, but then you got asthma. You have all these diseases here, right? The thing you got to understand is that like people who have any of these diseases or concerns, they buy supplements. They buy other problems. Look at gluten-free market, grain-free, paleo. Paleo's up 25.4%. Look at the growth rate in, I think this is in billions. 19.5% growth rate in gluten-free sales from 2010 to 2015. That's 9.5 billion in the bread sales alone. So in the supermarkets. So these are all, look at the growth rate of paleo. So the reason I share this with you, and then I'm not done yet. People that are going away from soy, like these are all soy-free. Look at almond milk's growing like crazy, rice milk, others. These are all the growth rates of all these things, right? Look at the growth rates of supplements, sports supplements. 6 billion in 2013, projected to be 12.4 billion in 2020. Omega supplements, is it old? Can you really make money with Omega? It's 1.9 billion as of 2013. It's going to be 4.5 billion of 2020. Sports nutrition market, 37.7 billion by 2019. Probiotics, well, it's going to be 1.5 billion in 2013. By 2018, 2.5 billion. So that's almost doubling in size. The CrossFit market has grown. Look at the exponential rates. I couldn't get a more updated thing, but look at this. It went from nothing to, look at this. The growth rate year over year was just exponentially compounding, right? Tough Mudder, no one even knew what they were, but in 2013, they were the second fastest growing business in the world. Literally went from 0 to 73 million in just 2 years, an unheard of 3,291 growth rate. Quest Nutrition sold. The president of No Foods now came from Quest Nutrition. I mean, these are the types of things, guys, that I just want to pause here for a second. I'm going to bring you back to my camera and make sure. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, Axe does kill SEO. Yeah, Axe kills SEO because he's been at it. He's stuck with it. Most people quit too soon. Are you talking book in a box? Are you talking about Harry? When you talk about don't pay for the service. Don't pay for the service. Just do what it says. It's not that hard to write a book. I've paid for the services of similar, maybe the same company before. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. I think I could show you guys a different way to do it. All right, here's why I want to share with you the growth rates. So if you look at the growth rates of the nutrition industries, and then you combine all of them, then you take the growth rates of all the diseases, and then you also shift the growth rates of the consciousness of people becoming more and more health-oriented and taking control of it. The fact of the matter is if you got literally 0.01% of any of those markets, you have a multi-million-dollar business. And most people don't realize that you can do this. And so my training, my entire coaching business has been designed about, hey, identify hyper-responsive markets. That's probably one of the best things I know how to do is teach people how to identify hyper-responsive markets and and then build a business around those and provide awesome, valuable content to them. Okay. So let's go back here. So, okay. So we look at the growth rates. One of the other things you want to look at here as we kind of go through the growth rates, blah, blah, blah. How did I lose that? I got to come back down a little bit. Is the next thing you want to look at is like continuity income, right? So most guys, even guys in the supplement business and nutrition business, get stuck in this thing is that they are only making one-time sales. Okay. Now, think about this real quick. Ask yourself this. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. What could you do? What kind of continuity could you add to your business that would guarantee that once you get 1,000 customers in your business, you never have to worry about money ever again? In fact, if you actually just took your business model and you said, well, where's my baseline expenses and where's my dream life at? And let's just reverse engineer what we have to do in order to make sure you never have to worry about income ever again. You know what I mean? So once we figure that out, the best thing is just figure out who our ideal market is and how do we sell it to them. So this is the other thing we work on with our clients, because the best thing is if I'm buying Marine D3, the thing that's kept me around through all these transitions and whatever is that I have a strong base of customers because the product's so good that keep buying from me, right? Now, let's look at this quick example of why I know No Foods is going to be a record, lights out record company, because in April, look at this. This is how their revenue is going. Like, so that was in August, 293,000. And this does not include Amazon sales. This does not include any of the retail shops or anything like that. It just includes like their e-commerce store. And so look at 293,000 in August, and you're seeing the exponential growth, guys. That's big. But this is what's even more exciting is if you look at the amount of returning customers, right? Then we could see how this can dramatically, see how this business is just killer, right? So if 40-something% of the revenue, something like that. Don't correct me. I mean, I know I'm not gonna be perfect on that, but if I'm generating 293,000, 107,000 comes from existing customers, then guess what happens? I have a business that I can go full tilt in all my marketing because I know people are going to keep buying. Does that make sense? And so that's what's the most exciting about this business that I want to share with you, right? So here's another example of a very, here's Gundry MD, right? They're killing it with this offer. They're doing millions of visitors a month. But here's something I want to just give you. So look at their order form, right? So they're doing 1 jar. I'm skipping a little bit around, but it's all right. You guys are with me. 1 jar, 3 jars, 6 jars. Here's their optional subscription. That's what I want to show you. Look at their subscription button, right? And they're selling, I think this is their, probably their Reds or whatever it is, their offer. That does very, very well. And then the other thing you got to look at here, they got the authority right here. Get the book for $9.95. And this is probably utilized more than just, you get an order bump, make a little more money, but it also creates more credibility and authority. And inside this, you got to have a better customer. I would guarantee you that everyone here can add this to their business today, and this would help tremendously. Okay. And then they get to subscribe and save. Here's that. This is another one. This is Buck Risby's business in Real Dose. And this is their order form. This order form has for rebills has a 31% take rate. And there you go. There you have it. Look at how, you can just model these things to be very, very successful. So that is, when we look at hyper-responsive market and then we look at continuity, those were 2 examples of things you could be doing, 3 examples to show you No Foods as well. No Foods is just killing it because people love their products and people in that hyper-responsive market need it. Very clear customer journey. Okay, this is something that we're working very, very intensely on with our customers or my clients, my Inner Circle members. Because the number one question, if you ever want to sell your business, that people are going to ask you is, what's your repurchase rates? and what is the value of these customers at all these time frames, right? So like with our business, this is now one of my order forms. This order form works very, very well. Is that most people buy the 4-bottle button. So we have to have, I'm going to skip a little of this. This is their upsell sequence. We give them 8 bottles for $184. They exit out to 4 bottles here. So this is their customer journey when they're becoming a new customer. We then give it a 3-bottle offer. If they don't get it, we do a buy one, get one free offer. And then same thing, we go to here, here, and then here. So that's our customer journey. But what I want to tell you, these guys do Amazon. One of the things that we're doing here, guys, is if anybody exits out, or even here, we're adding a button that says, would you prefer to buy on Amazon, to drive them to Amazon.com. And we're seeing an increase in sales right out of the gate. It's just really amazing. Look at these guys. This is No Foods again. Sorry to bounce over here, but like they're just scaling. They did over 100,000 last month. So this was June, July, and August. They did 65,000. Last month they did over 100,000 alone just on Amazon. That's growing very rapidly. Because one note you got to make is that if you're going to be sending traffic to your product, go ahead, put your products on Amazon. Most people will be like, well, aren't you taking sales away from yourself? And they're not, excuse me, they are not seeing the bigger picture. What I'm saying is that you need to have that because a lot of people are going to go over to Amazon. If you properly optimize, which is another thing we help you with, you can what do you call it? Rank on certain keywords that you're trying to rank for while growing your business off of Amazon. It helps the business on Amazon. Pillar number 4. So most guys in the health and nutrition business totally miss this. High ticket opportunities. If you can sell something, like our average ticket for Marine D3, when we run them through a funnel, is around 230 to 250. On the back end, we'll do things like buy 4, get 4. So people are spending $200 to $300 on the back end in a transaction with us. If you can get people to do that, then guess what happens? Your profits exponentially grow with the same amount of effort or even less effort. But most people miss it. That's why like Dr. Axe is killing it with a webinar, because guess what he's doing? He's creating better customers, right? And so what I like challenging people to do is look at this like little pattern here. Is I want you to fill these things out. Like, what's our entry level product? What's our good product? What's our better product? What's our more better product? And what's our highest premium price opportunity? So like for my coaching business, people usually buy the ebook, right? And then maybe they get like another training or a video, but then I would say better is our inner circle, our silver inner circle. They get on calls with me twice a month. They get more hands-on. You get like the way we're talking right here today. You ask questions. I'm doing a training. That's right here. That's better. More better is when you go to a live event. Any of you guys have been to Nashville? On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being amazing, best event you've ever been to, go ahead and post in there. Like, what was it for you? Because I know everybody that I spoke to, it was just life altering for so many people. And then the highest premium price opportunity is usually platinum, or which is our elite inner circle mastermind, where we meet 3 times a year, and then we get they get the Nashville event as a bonus. Then we do other bonuses. But that's where we get more interaction, and that's the highest premium price opportunity, and it's in direct relationship to the value. People at this level get the best value. These guys experience the next layer down and down and down and down, right? So do you have that for your customer journey? If not, spend 10 to 15 minutes mapping this out. It'll create so much clarity in what you're supposed to be focused on. Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, I already went through that. Cool. Okay. So I'm going to pause here and I'm going to walk you through this, but we're going to open for questions in about 2 seconds, right? Here's the questions I would ask you. Let me walk you through this little case study real quick. All right. Start posting your questions in here. By the way, I don't think 15K is expensive. It's not cheap, but I just think there's a better way to do it, right? All right, so let me just walk you through this really quickly. And this is just a quick little case study. And then we're going to open up for questions. So bear with me for about 4 minutes, okay? Because this is the process, right, of how you generate 111,000 in 30 days, right? If you're, I love Facebook. I think it's the fastest way to do things. I've already gone through most of this stuff. Why I like you creating some kind of buffer is because seminars and events are tough to sell. Premium price products are tough to sell. You need some kind of buffer. Supplements are not totally easy either. So you need some kind of buffer. So the book giveaway campaign is one thing that we use. We've used it twice. The secret to making these campaigns work is if you're doing an info product, put the bump on the order form. Put one bump on the order form. It'll dramatically improve your average sale, right? So in both businesses, we have this bump, a bundled bump on both order forms. Works like gangbusters. Then we have an upsell sequence. So upsell 1 usually solves their biggest problem. So whatever the biggest problem is, solve it in the upsell number 1, okay? Upsell number 2 accelerates the results that they're trying to get. And then there's the sequence, right? So I've kind of gone through some of the stuff, but what I want to show you is this. In April, our average order value was $16 right here. So for every $30 we spent, we were making 16 bucks. That is not good, guys. That's not good at all. But we got 140 customers right down here, okay? So that was our stats. $2,000 in revenue, $4,200 in ad spend. Negative, almost 2,000 bucks. Okay? Now, I'm going to jump all the way to August. We had 400 customers in the same time frame, about 20 days, and I'll show you the rest of it. But our average transaction size was right here, $40. So we went from 16 bucks to $40 in a matter of 5 months. That's what you work on. That is what you work on. You don't work on other stuff. We work on these small things right here, and you dramatically improve it. So we went negative $122. We generated $400. Would you go negative $122 to have 400 new customers? The answer is absolutely. By the end of the month, we had generated, we spent $26,500. We generated $26,064. And now you gotta be like, Ed, that stinks. You've only lost your whole month. You lost $445. I'm not in this business to make $26,000 to lose $445,000. Well, the thing is that in that time frame, we added 2,500 new customers. We had over 100 people in members in our inner circle. We filled our first ever inner circle event of 100 plus people. We added platinum members at $25,000 each, and we added 1 new consulting member. So that month, our total revenue was $111,570, and our ad spend was $26,500, right? So the gross profit, that's not net profit, but gross profit of that company was $85,060. This is just one case study. But the key takeaway that I want you to get is that the leverage point is your Facebook ads, your offer, your average transaction size, and having follow-up in a lifetime value, which means you have your customer journey dialed in, okay? So the other stuff I was going to go through a little bit with our webinar process and our video sales process. But frankly, I think we've hit our time limit of me rambling. What I want to do, real quick, I'm going to answer questions in a second. What I want to do is answer questions about something real quick. So in Nashville, we opened up I need 1 minute to do a good sales pitch, and then we're just gonna answer questions because I'm not gonna ask for any credit cards. Um, um, the big thing we're promoting right now, what we're doing is we're promoting our platinum membership because, and this isn't for everybody. Like there's probably all but like probably 5 to 10 of you who are on the call, which I think Sarah sent me. There's like 77 people on the call. We had 250 people register. It's all good. But we're in Nashville. I announced we opened up our platinum membership, which is $25,000 a year, and the way I'm selling it on a webinar, which is kind of different, kind of new, is I'm not selling it. You can't buy it today. You can't do it. What we're inviting you though to is if you want to get on a call with Duke Megan, who works with me, to discuss your opportunities and to discuss like, hey, Ed, this is my vision. This is my biggest blockage. And I'd like to be in the elite group with all the guys that are doing anywhere between 300,000 a month all the way to multiple millions a month. And we have about 23 guys in the group right now. My goal is to add 7 to 10 more and then close it out. But we're not taking just anybody. We want to make sure that I can literally solve your biggest problem. So what I'm going to do is open up. I'm going to put out a button that you can schedule your call. I think he's got windows for tomorrow, Monday, and Tuesday to say, and this is the question I ask all the guys before like they even consider it, right? And you know, our mastermind's kind of typical, like mastermind scheduling wise. I believe it's totally different because it's the only health supplement mastermind. It's the only mastermind dedicated to helping guys in the fitness industry or outside that industry learn how to properly monetize and grow their business. I'm gonna give you one quick story. So even locally, there was a guy who ran a gym. Next thing you know, he's become an internet sensation. He's selling products. We got a guy who used to be a farmer who sold his farm. He's now in our program. He's doing around $10,000 a day. He's getting paid $100,000 to teach guys how to get on Amazon, like consulting fees. I mean, unreal. And I remember sitting knee to knee with some of these guys and watching their struggle of just trying to figure things out. And sometimes they just need clarity, man. Sometimes you just clarity. So anyhow, here's the two things that I want you to really have dialed in before you get on the call. Number one, if you're brand new and you've never been in the business before, then I highly recommend trying out our Silver Inner Circle membership before you even get on the phone with Duke. This is really for people who understand it's an investment, it's a year-long program, and it's highly interactive with me. So I don't want to be teaching guys how to like get labels on their bottles. We're trying about optimizing the business. Even though we can help with all those things. Is there anything else I should say before that? Yeah, there's only like 7 to 10 spots that we're opening up, and I'll answer more questions about that. But I told you I'm not going to pitch, so I'm not going to pitch much longer. Schedule your call. You guys should be able to see. Can you guys see the schedule a call thing? Yeah, Dan, Braun's my guy, man. Braun's the best. It's killing it. Okay, so Gary, I'll go into questions. Best funnel to sell diet supplements on Facebook. So that's a good question. And regarding diet supplements, I wouldn't frame my product as a diet supplement. There's 2 reasons. I would move your thinking to how do we, Dan, Sarah could private message you guys a link. If you guys want more stuff about Silver Inner Circle, she'll private message you. And there's a ton of questions coming in. I don't know if you guys can see that. So I will bang them out. We got 40 minutes, so we're good to go. Might need some caffeine. So diet is just not a great market. Market sucks. And I'll explain why. And then I'll bring you full circle. I won't say it sucks and then leave you hanging. Diet, attracts people who want to take a pill, do nothing, and magically lose weight. They are not your best multi-buyers, okay? So if I was going to go into the weight loss market, I would do something very similar to like what Natural Health Sherpa is doing. I'm going to see if I can look it up while we're talking. Let's see if it comes up in my thing. One of the things that they do very well, and I'll tell you exactly what they did. They moved from being a business that was about dieting to a business that was about body types and metabolic issues. So, like these guys here, can you guys see me? I'm looking for my there. Okay, cool. Watch this. I'm going to show you the page right now. So these guys went from being more diet driven to, hey Sarah, you could post that to everybody instead of doing that. Instead of went from being very diet driven to being very about your best fat burning mode. And I know that's like a subtle shift, but it's a massive shift in the psychology of the customer you're attracting. Okay. So that's one company I would reverse engineer what they're doing, and I would model that. If that helps. Okay. So that's how I would shift it. And then to answer the second part of that, I would create either a mini survey funnel or a mini messenger survey funnel or an opt-in page, very similar to I'm finding this is my value, guys. I've been around this so long that you're like this is what this is something like what Sean's doing at Get Lean in 12, or something that the guys at Truth Nutri are doing, like where you're educating people about something that's not like this guy's teaching weight loss. He's not teaching diet, but his product might be a diet product. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very important. And like, here's 6 ways to control your number one hunger hormone. I mean, there you go. There it is. I would find out, what are his most viral and most engaged videos. And I would probably take my expert and I would do something similar to that. That would definitely be my strategy. Hey, Harry, what's up? I'm past Body for Life champion. Oh, just like Sean, right? I wrote a book and had it edited, but I don't like the final product. A couple of questions. Can you provide research for the best ways to get a book done, please? Well, so the best way to get a book done, you want to know what the best way to get a book done is? You do a series of webinars and you get them transcribed, like on each topic, you get them transcribed and you have an editor clean them up. But there's something you guys got to figure out, man. And here's what it is. 97% of the people who buy your book aren't going to read it. They're going to watch your videos. They're going to listen to your audios. Does that make sense? Like, that is what's going to happen. So what you got to do, sell your book. And if there's a couple of typos or a couple of things that are not perfect, be like, yeah, I'm a normal person, just like you. I talk like you. I act like you. So in this book, you're going to hear language, like it's not going to be grammatically perfect. So please do not like you got to get a little tough, not you personally. Where's Harry? Harry, I'm not talking about you personally getting tougher, because I'm sure you're really tough. What I'm talking about is like people think like, oh, I got to make this thing like look like a Tim Ferriss book. Well, here's the reality. Tim Ferriss gets paid 1.5 million bucks, 2 million bucks to just write a damn book, and the publisher has the editor and all the people. And Tim, man, if you listen, I'm friends with Tim. I love Tim, and I've listened to a lot of his podcasts where he talks about the writing process. The editors, and the reason why I don't like book in a box, like to have it done for you, is there's nothing more frustrating than people changing your language, and you're like, no, that's not what I'm saying. So, so that's kind of my dummy down answer for you. Like what you probably did before the editor came in and changed things or did stuff is probably 90% perfect. And you need a better editor that just understands your desires. And maybe you got to like help frame them out a little bit, where you're like, hey, this is all I want you to do. Clean it up, make sure it makes sense, and that's it. Harry, you know why you're going to be successful? It's because you literally just identified your target market, which is you. You know, men. You know, you could probably do men 50 to 65, and I would start creating videos in video. Like I would get an e-commerce platform like Shopify, something like that. I would lead gen, or I would just simply start doing videos on my I'm going to show you an example. I got to log in. You got to be kidding me. I would start doing videos and just driving people to the e-commerce page, right? You guys want to see something funny? I'll show you something funny. So it is funny when you open up your Facebook and you see two of your own ads staring right at you. So I'll show you. Like, this is pretty funny. I usually don't like showing my own personal Facebook page, but hey, who cares? Hold on. Where am I at? Where am I at? Boom, boom, boom. Are you guys liking this? Comment yes if you're liking this. Are you like how we're just getting stuff done? And here's my So this is the ad we're running right now on where's my I don't have my thing, but this is my ad that I'm running for our supplement business. If you comment, let's see if it works. That's the image. Hold on. Yeah, right there. Check it out. So there's our ad. We started running this last night. Yes, the most awesome supplement. 23 comments. There you go. We spent like $11. And then here we go. We got paid, organic. And this is just to past customers. So that's one of our strategies. And then I got my supplement video ad. I would do something like what I did in my supplement business, man. I would just do some videos. There's other guys. I got a lot of saved videos. But like these guys do a great job. Like Chris Walker does a great job. I would look at what they're doing, and I'm not going to go through this for everybody, but here's some of their ads. He's watching porn ruining your health. I can't believe he's talking about porn, but you know, these types of things. Keto diet and thyroid is the ketogenic diet killing your metabolism. Like I would do stuff like that. I would do stuff like Dr. Axe. And you don't have to be, I mean, but see, like, if you know your target market, guys, be yourself and go crazy with it. I'll be very honest with you. I wear a hat every day. And for a while, I wasn't doing more video because I was like, wow, I'm looking at my t-shirt and look at my hat, like I got to get all dressed up. And I'm like, if I got to get dressed up every single day to do my stuff, then I got problems, right? Like I'm limiting the value I can give the world. So by taking a phone and being like, hey, it's Ed. Hey, if you've ever wondered the best way to do the ketogenic diet and you're confused and you're 58 years old like I am, and let me tell you my backstory. When I was 48 years old, I looked in the mirror and man, I'll be very straightforward. I was fat. My energy sucked. I was embarrassed. Our relationship in bed wasn't good. All these stories. And you know what? I decided to make a change, and I resisted that change. The change was tough. It took me a long time to get to here. It's kind of like life just crept up on me. Next thing you know, I look in the mirror and I'm not the guy that I thought I was. But I discovered something that changed everything for me. And let me tell you what it is. So number one, number two, number three. The secret is you tell them what to do, and you can tell them how to do it. And you go like, hey, look, if you like this stuff, then here's how you segue into supplements. The number one question I always get from people after I give them the meal plan, because you got to have nutrition, meal, some exercise, right? And this is why selling diet sucks, because they don't want to do nutrition. They don't want to hear anything like that, right? You tell somebody in diet, hey, go buy No Better waffles, they're gonna be like, Dan Carter AXE, buddy. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be like, get out of here, man. They're gonna refund your stuff and then go elsewhere. But the number one question I get is supplementation, because while some experts like to say like you should never use supplements, the reality is that the American diet, and even if you're one of those people and you're normal and you're human like everybody else, supplementation helps get your fats, get your amino acids, get your blah, 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 blah. Whatever you're selling, that's how you segue into it. And then you go, just click the link below and I'll take you to my number one product that I love. And, and then on that page, you could do an e-commerce page. See, like when I started out, we didn't have this opportunities, man. You had to do the long sale, 120 PowerPoint slide VSLs. And I think you should start, hey, Tim, you could do a diet product. So you could do like, say, a green tea and omega-3, something like that, or whatever it could be a diet product. So Tim's saying, if you don't recommend diet supplements, what supplement would you do? What I'm saying is, I don't care what you're selling, right? What I care about is how you're framing that. So like I would frame it more on the education based moving into this. Now we're testing, can I go to a colder market and say, that Marine D3 is keeping me looking young. Hey man, I tell you, 7 kids, woo! But we're testing now, Tim. We're trying to skip a step. We're trying to go like, hey, if I go to a targeted hyper-responsive audience, can I say on Facebook, giveaway sale, the number one supplement people who love keto diet, we're giving it away for 50% off. Here's why. Can we do that? We're trying to figure that out right now. I already know that you can go to the market with a condition specific angle, and then it just takes 2 more steps. Like Sean was doing, like 6 hormones that you got to reset in order to increase your fat burning hormone. Keep it like on the video ads and stuff. Keep it really, really simple. Nick, are you in the videos in the beginning or do you use slides? So I think you can test both. I think like on Facebook, you're seeing, I hate to say testing both, but let's see if I can pull up my saved ads real quick, because I've been saving a lot of video ads, and I want to show you guys something that, like, this is the stuff that there's so many ways to do this, and it's moving so quickly that by being like, one of the phrases we use, it was from Game of Thrones, like the lone wolf will die during the lone wolf. Oh, during the winter, the lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. That is the reason why, if you are not currently engaged in some kind of form of mastermind or inner circle, whether it's mine or someone else's, you're probably going to have a harder time succeeding than other people, simply because with so many people involved in testing things, it's just so much easier to be ahead of what's working and what's not working. Okay, so where's my video ads? I don't know if I can find my saved stuff. Someone else might be able to find them. Anyhow, let me see if I can find them while here's my saved. Okay, let me show you this real quick. This is interesting. So the quickest way to do a video ad would be to go, hey, I'm so-and-so. Here's the issues. The number one thing that we found, here's 3 ways to solve it. Okay, here's 3 ways to solve it. And in fact, we were so passionate about that we created this thing, blah, blah. Direct the link there. then have a good like Amazon style e-commerce page. Or drive them to Amazon. Drive your rankings up in Amazon. That's another way of doing it, right? For me, I'm not the face totally of Marine Essentials, which may change a little bit as we're testing these different ads for speed. So let me show you something real cool. Okay, so we got some a little more time. I'll see if this works. Let's see. So inside my here's my SafeBook saved stuff, right? So here's my Amazon ad, right? So you got all that going on right there, right? Just started last night. Okay, this is a offer-driven ad, right? And then here is a let's see these guys now. Here is a video where these guys are selling supplements. Not all supplements are created equal. Do you know how to spot a great one? Blah, 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 blah. Here's the truth, right? So they got 14 shares, pretty cool. 88 likes. Let's see if they got, you know, I can't scroll. Let's see where they're sending people to. Some supplement companies are greedy. So these guys are doing the strategy. Wow, look at that, guys. It's 1 million visitors a month. Pretty interesting. 77% of it comes from search. Very interesting. Wow. I would follow this company and figure out what they're doing. I may just have to go do that. But here's this, right? So this guy's doing that. There you go, right? So we pause that. So that's one ad, right? And now, did you guys all see what I just did there? We do our own Facebook ads. I got Ryan Skelly works with my team. Did you see what I just did there? I used the Similar Web app up here. All right, so then you got, this is the Facebook ad BioTrust uses, and they're not in it, but look at that. You got 196 shares. Look at it. And it's just pictures, right? To celebrate over 2 million containers, just you could say, you could totally steal this ad, right? To celebrate, insert blank, right? Insert blank. And then they got, this is obviously working. You got 106 comments, you got 196 shares. Pretty amazing. And then here's another one. This is what I do for a living. I save things. So now what these guys could do differently is they could actually just say, comment yes if you'd like a coupon of our top omega-3, right? There's not many shares, there's no engagement, very little engagement. Try it yourself. That's how I do it. And then watch. What do I do next, guys? I look for traffic. It's going to be all social. Nope, direct linking. Yeah, it's just starting out. So these are all the different ways guys are doing it. So I can't, I could do this all day. Like, this is what we do. Yeah, Harry, that looks really good, man. Nice job. Nice job. If you are, there you are. Very well done. It's probably, oh, it's going after women, huh? Very good. All right, let's wrap. Let's get this. Is this good? This is what we do. This is what we do. We just find things that work. Game of Thrones. Yes, Scott. Do your own Facebook ads. Ryan Skelly on our team, and he's an outsourced guy, but we work with him very in depthly. He's creating if you're in the inner circle, he's creating a okay, give me 1 second. So he's creating a training, and then we have a big announcement we're going to make in January or February of a Facebook ads training just for health businesses coming up soon. So stay tuned to that. Okay. So in your Facebook testing, do video or image ads work best in general? I know this is it's a very broad question, man, but here's the deal. If I were you, like if I had a brand and I could put something out there, like so in our ebook funnel, we're doing video ads. I mean, like we should be doing a video ad funnel or ad because it's just so much better engagement on a video ad. I would do video ads, and then you could do retargeting with your image ads. So that's what I would do. There's my answer. You get better reach, you can get more engagement, you get more people consuming your information. In the past, we encouraged our customers to have a browser, but found that a lot of them don't read. They don't realize they're signing up for their just going through the lower price, which ended up in chargeback for us. Yeah, Jeff, if that's a happen, I mean, what niche are you in, first of all? Because sometimes that is a big reason why people, like diet has huge chargeback and refund issues. Testosterone could. So that's everything to look at. Is there a newbie training coming up soon? Simon, I mean, that's with our Inner Circle membership, we do the six weeks master class. And it's actually 8 weeks. But then we may be doing even more dumbing down trainings, not to be a jerk on that, but some people just have really good questions that are new, and then some people have really good questions that are just way more advanced. So we're working hard as a coaching program to help with that. Some of the things with ManyChat and some of the new things that are coming out really are going to help new people, because anybody can do what we're testing right now. It's so easy. Well, Jim, let me know the numbers. What each product you do, please. I'm not going to answer that question, Jim, because there's no relevance to your situation at all. So what I would answer is, like, if you have a really good question regarding your specific situation about your product and about what your customer journey looks like I'll give you an example. Here's why. I'll tell you, like nattokinase, depending on what our sales are today, and I won't look at them. Like I will not look at my Marine Essential sales. That comes I look at the sales of my supplement business every other week. My coaching business, I look at those sales every week. And there's a reason for that. One is I have a ton of coaching clients. So frankly, it's way more important for me to focus on my group rather than our stuff. Number two is the only numbers I look at are the things I'm running tests on. As long as my calendar's full, I have team members that look at all that stuff. So I look at every 2 weeks. So some weeks are better than others. You know, some days we'll do $5,000 a day. Some days we'll do $15,000 a day. I'm more curious about finding out some of these Facebook loopholes and ways to grow the supplement business utilizing Facebook only. Yeah, so see, you know, like you don't want to risk. So like yesterday I made a great video in the Time Collapsing Academy group where like what I would do is recommend learning your conversion, like what your sales pitch is, and then use something like ManyChat, ManyChat, and maybe even someone else's product, just to learn your metrics, like be an affiliate up front, or just buy like 50 products, put it on Amazon, and then send them to Amazon.com, where you're looking at like, what's my cost per lead? What percentage click over and actually buy? So it's the best way to de-risk the model. The other way to do it, like a lot of really pros, like guys even like at my caliber and better, would go become an affiliate for someone that has a really good sales funnel, and then they test traffic sources first, like Facebook, YouTube, display, email, native ads. And if they like, sometimes if you have a relationship with an affiliate, you're like, hey, I have this new offer I want to test out. Can I do that? Well, I'll take 10%, you take 40%. And then they test it out. They're like, wow, this has a pulse. So Simon, we need to know how to choose a supplement, how to make labels. Definitely, definitely you are more qualified to be in like the silver inner circle, and then I'll have Sarah set up some fast start calls for people that are at like $0 to $10,000 a month level. Because really, with our platinum group, we're dealing with guys 50 grand a month up who are looking at an extra $1 million a year to their business and more. The thing that most people don't realize is like to go from $0 to $10,000 a month is the hardest part. Going from 10,000 to 50,000 is very easy, and 50,000 to like 150,000 is not hard at all. Like once you get through that initial friction, life gets a lot easier. So Jeff, is that, yeah, weight loss, fat burner, oolong tea, protein. So you guys were dealing with chargebacks. So, I mean, I would just, yes, definitely. I mean, I'll tell you, yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, good job, Logan. Yeah, Logan, the 6-week masterclass is all about off of Amazon. And a lot of the trainings that I'm doing now include Amazon in it because I believe Amazon has a strong place for sales in a business. The one thing you got to realize, guys, is like a lot of these private equity companies, if you're looking to sell your business someday, is that they understand Amazon. So if you're like, well, we do X amount of thousand a month or 100,000 a month on Amazon, they understand that. My ingredient for a new custom supplement cost. Well, if I had $13,000 to launch a business, right? So did you buy, Kurt, Kurt's asking my ingredients for a new custom supplement, $15,000 to $20,000 for 1,000 boxes. And I have $13,000 to launch biz. What would you do? I would get my butt lead generating or ManyChat lead generating around the biggest pain. I would sub niche to where the people who are responding to that lead are already in a buying, like they need relief yesterday. Does that make sense? And then I would work on my sales process with that. The most hyper responsive, got to change their life or else they're going to die type people are the easiest to sell, right? You want to meet them on the brink. And so how would I do that is I would probably set up some kind of lead generation with a slight survey to segment them and make them make micro commitments along the way. And then the other reason why I lead generate early on is that you need the capability to be able to email them and follow up with them. Because early on, for you to hit a grand slam home run, the first $1,000 you spend means you're like really lucky. Like it's going to take some optimization. So you want to have that contact information. The hard part is if like, you go create a VSL, a video sales letter, or some kind of long form sales copy, and you do an email drop. The cool thing about that is you get the traffic, but the bad side is that you lose the capability of remarketing those people. I mean, you got retargeting and stuff, but you want to have some abilities. Okay. Here we go. Let's see who's got. All right, cool. So Sarah just sent me a note saying that we've had a dozen people already schedule a call. I love it. So you haven't scheduled your call yet. Can't hurt to get on the phone with Duke. Duke's an amazing guy. I talk to him daily or every other day. Cool. So make sure you do that. Thomas, I think we're going to rerun this. Are you talking about this webinar? Sure. Oh, hey Harry, just real quick about your thing. I mean, out of the gate, if you're a good-looking guy and you got all those things, would the red scares me. I don't like the red at all, and I would probably get rid of like that. I like the reverse font. You got too much stuff going on, man. What am I getting? And where's the giveaway? And if you, I would put a person on that. Like, who are you? What are you selling? People love transparency. Man, I just don't think newspapers are the best longevity thing. You know, I just don't think they are. I mean, and by the way, I'm speaking from experience. Like we've done over $1 million in ad spend on newspaper ads. So it's not like I'm making this stuff up. Like, it always looks good in the beginning, and then, man, I mean, you got to monitor phone centers, you got to monitor what they're saying, you got to monitor upsells. And I have not heard anybody ever tell me, ever, I love newspaper ads. We are absolutely killing it every month for more than 6 months. So that's my thoughts on that. So I would definitely be online, John. I wouldn't be messing around with stuff offline. That doesn't make those guys wrong at all who are teaching it. They seem like really awesome guys. Just is what it is. So regarding things like fish oil, joint pain, turmeric, probiotics, krill oil, should they be custom formulators or should they be not? The secret is, if you focus on the person, who are you selling to, it allows you to then customize their experience with your product. So like, there's a lot of good products that are the same ones that you find in GNC, but if you sell it side by side with them, then why should they get your product? Doesn't make any sense. But if you sell it as like, hey, Ed O'Keefe, I'm going to solve your problem. If you solve my problem, I don't care if you're selling the same thing Joe down the street is. I don't even know Joe exists. So I can go in your funnel, I'm following your system, and that's how you differentiate. You get very, very hyper niched about an avatar. You expand from that person. You then take something like turmeric. Like, turmeric is a good example, because if you go on Amazon, if you go on Amazon and you look at them all side by side, it's very hard to differentiate, right? So a lot of price, a lot of listing optimization has to go into that. However, if you take a customer who's on Facebook or Instagram or an email, and you educate them, you send them to a pre-sale page that tells them about why this product is better than all these other products. And then you send them to Amazon, they're already in the predisposition to buy that product. And they don't care why it's $49 and the other guy is $26. They don't care. They bought your stuff, they believe in it, they're going. So Jeff, what the first thing I would do is make sure that all your rebuild stuff is just very open. And then if you're having a problem with chargebacks, I would definitely have a notification 2 to 3 days before the shipment's going out and saying, hey, just letting you know your next month's shipment's going to be out here. If you want to change your product, let me know. Or Jeff, whoever was asking that, sorry. If you sell supplements for a condition that only 2% of the general population suffers from, I know I can market to them, but would you try media buying and direct mail, or leave that audience? Well, I don't know your market, Spiro. My belief is you're in Silver Inner Circle, so I'm happy to answer that privately as well. However, if I have a market that I can serve, that's a small micro market, but it's a good market, and I can get to them through PPC, YouTube, Facebook, start there. Zero question. They have to fit the criteria that they're in pain, they need what you got, they have problems. We got time for a couple more, guys. Logan, did I help you? Logan, you're good, right? Do you cover how to deal with manufacturers? Yeah, I do. I mean, I do see. Harry, raising capital for a startup supplement company. Best ways. The best way that I know of raising capital is by making sales. Okay. Because it is the best dollar spent unless you're buying smart money. If you can get one product or two products or three products going, I would literally work. I mean, you could go out and try and sell 30, 50% of everything. But man, if you're committed to learning this kind of stuff, then you got to stick with it, right? Leonard, next Nashville event is going to be next year, end of September. We have our Chicago Mastermind coming up beginning of December. And how to increase your profitability. Well, Harry, so it's really funny. Like, so email providers are interesting. So we were with Maripost, then we were with, forgetting the other one. It's becoming less about, I was telling a guy yesterday, we were talking about how funny email is. Email will always work, but it's getting harder and harder. That now we are going way more to learning the retargeting and messaging system. So the reason is because Messenger is getting like 90% open rates and engagement. Email, man, it's crazy. So I don't have a good story on that for you, buddy. Does newspaper advertising work more effectively for the over 60 market? You want to hear the funniest thing, Gcoin? Go run some Facebook ads to that market. 60, 65 plus. Pick a topic that they're all going to be interested in. And John, where did that ad do really good? Was that in newspapers? And then man, people overlook that older market on Facebook. They're there, and guess what? They have more time to hang out on Facebook. Well, Caleb's good. He's doing good stuff, man. It's just the model. I think. I mean, the model's just is like I like to go where it's going, not where it's been. Tim, I don't know if Facebook bans. I mean, I would look at their terms of service. I don't think about what they banned. I mean, they're not going to let. Like if you're like testosterone, they're letting guys run testosterone offers there. I think it's more about how the brand of the company is educating and positioning the product. You know, Tim asked a good question. He said, where can I get a list of all the products that they banned? I think terms of service is very, very important to understand. And by the way, like bringing up like people's names, I never hate on other gurus. It's not my model. Every system works in its own way. Tim, what was your question? Where can I get? Oh, Tim, yeah, I mean, I think I don't think I would stress it as much as you're thinking it. I would think it's the process that's more important. Well, hey Nick, man, I'll tell you one thing. Like we sell a ton of products in the UK. I know a lot of my Amazon friends sell gajillions of products all around the country. So I think the globalization is going to be something that is only going to expand the markets that I shared earlier. Okay, as a complete new baseseller is right for me. I think so. See, and then maybe we'll get Sarah to set up some newbie calls. We'll call them fast start calls though. We won't call them newbie calls. Yeah, go ahead and ask Nick. Go ahead and ask your. You can ask a question here. The Facebook group is always the best place to answer questions. If you want my, is that Nick Guerin? Reverse engineering. I'm running out of time here because I told my wife I'd go train the kids. Sometimes, Jeff, if you work on your upsell sequences on your initial thing, you just said it. The challenge with supplements and sometimes rebills, like I would model bucks order form that I showed earlier. And then, yeah, John, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like the newspaper, the same people are, it's such a limited market where like online, I mean, you'd have to have really high transaction sizes. And I'm talking about thousands of dollars to justify newspaper ads, in my opinion. All right, so thanks a ton, Ed. Okay, thanks, and yeah, got it. You're welcome. Will there be a download link for this? I don't think we're gonna give a download link. I can make the mastermind. If I'm interested in our circle, go for it, man. We'll do a thing. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll post this to YouTube. I don't give a shit. You know, like whatever works. I guess what I meant is. So would you get, this is such a good question, like would you get the same level of success from a custom formulation versus a private label? Now, here's the thing. A lot of private label companies can take a custom formulation and change it that much. And if it's properly positioned, it could be another private label product. And you could, so my belief, this is a belief, it's not a fact, okay? My belief is that the future of like 10 million, 20 million, 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollar companies have to do with something that has something unique. You know, what's the process that's unique? How do you make it unique? Why would a company buy you? You know, even if you never plan on selling, why would they buy you? And if you're just doing the same thing other people are doing, we look at other people, we use the reverse engineering green light system that I did not teach here. We use that as a way to validate processes that we want to model. Okay, that's how we do that. And then we, you know, the goal is to be unique and different, do something better, you know. And you know, it goes back to the old the book, or when Steve Jobs asked what's the guy's name who joined him, he said, Trent, guys in the Platinum Mastermind get licensing rights to my about 22 sales letters that I have. And you could swipe them. It just helps with the copy, you know, helps with a lot of the copy. Like John was bringing, or someone was bringing up saying they use some of it, you know. And I'm running out of steam. So if you want to be on a call with Duke, set up a call, answer a small little questionnaire so we can help you best, support you best. Please jump on board, man. I mean, we do updates in the Platinum group, face to face. I got guys who run hospital that's over, you know, doing a hospital in cancer. It's doing that's doing just amazing research in treating people. I got our Amazon guys. I got my CPA network guys. I got my SEO guys. I got Facebook guys. I'm looking at my list of people. I got guys who sell pet supplements on Amazon and do stuff off of Amazon. They're launching a doctor brand. I got niche experts. I got guys in all over the country who are like bringing, my main man Ian does all these crazy nutrients that he guarantees would save your life and all that stuff. So everyone's doing something a little bit uniquely different. It's not the same shtick, you know, like where we all do the same thing and everyone's staring at each other. It's all a little bit different. So anyhow, it's not cheap. But like I told the guys yesterday who I was talking one-on-one on the phone call, I said, look, did I just save you 6 months of trying to figure things out? And they were like, yeah. So schedule your call with Duke. If you're not ready, you could email Sarah at, I think at o'keefeshow.com and, or message us and get a link for Silver Inner Circle. Those are really my only two opportunities to train people now. I mean, that's enough right now. So we do live events. In 18, guys are going to be hanging out at my house. I have a couple
small group consulting days. And then I do have a few consulting clients, guys who pay 50 grand a year to get access to 2 consulting days a year. But those guys are like already cranking along, and they want to skip the line and get their specific questions answered today and do it face to face. Everyone's a little different. So, Sarah, am I missing anything? See, you're welcome. Have a great day. Dan, have a great day. Tim, enjoy. Thank you. Habib, yeah, we'll get a replay link. We'll probably post this on YouTube and Facebook. I mean, this is a great call. So we'll do this more often. So, all right, appreciate you guys. Be awesome. Stay cool and be safe.